suede, which is nice. But if it gets wet, then you know it's going to shrink.
Well, maybe we'll just take that one away.
I also did a little something in fur, but that's really just for me. Okay. So, why don't you go into your room and try these on, and we'll get a better idea of what's going to work.
Beth, you are such a good friend, and this is so weird.
Yeah.
The taffy's too sticky.
Well, afraid of that.
Ow!
Toothpick?
Yeah.
What are you trying on now?
The fruit roll-up.
And?
Delicious.
Joey?
Wait a minute. We have a winner.
What? Which one?
The silly bunny. Not so silly anymore.
And Joe's crazy.
She's your cousin. If she knew what was going on in your head, she'd think you were sick. Or would she? Let's back up for a second. She was the one who suggested opening a bottle of wine. She was the one who turned down the lights. She was the one that wanted to rent Logan's Run, the sexiest movie ever. Oh, I know that book. Forget it. I want it.
The hell did I just do, man? Look at this shit big, man. Look at this shit big.
What the hell are you doing?
Try something clever. Okay, doesn't have to be clever. Just has to be words. Say some words. Any words will do. Oh my God, this is the longest that anyone has not talked ever. There is nothing you can say to make this work, so just say something. I haven't had sex in a very long time.
Oh.
Yeah, you really should have said anything.
Phoebe, Rachel, it's Monica. I wonder what you could possibly need me for in such short notice.
Okay, I'm looking for support resistance indicator.
Forgetting to invite you to it. You already had it? Yeah, well, we called everyone in your phone book and a bunch of people came, but it took us so long to get you here that they had to leave. Yeah, we wanted to throw you a big surprise and a great shower, and now you don't have anything. Ruined everything. Well, no, Amber, that's not true. No, what you did is really sweet. It kind of works out for the best. What do you mean? Well, now I get to spend my shower with the only people I really love. I mean, I get all those presents without having to talk to a bunch of people I don't even like.
Ah, that's crazy. Shit.
Who is the captain? From Naples, right? My whole family's from Naples. That's great. Okay, well, I've heard everything I need to hear. I just need to, listen.
Joey, this is the awkward part.
Oh, hey, right. Not a problem. I totally understand. You need to, make sure I don't have any horrible scars or tattoos. Don't you worry. I have nothing to hide. So there you go. That's me. 100% natural.
It is.
That has never happened before.
Okay, Chad, okay. I feel them fun.
Say something. Say anything. Stop it. She's not your cousin.
Yo, what's up, guys? We're gonna be doing a market recap on last week's trades. I'm gonna be showing you guys the setups that we took last week, and I'm also gonna be showing you the results on my MC5.
Oh my god.
Sorry for all the hold up. So let's scroll back to Monday. I think I'm logged in on a different account. I was shooting a strategy video, so I didn't want to mess up with my setup. And on the other trading view account, I mean. So on Monday we took this trade, a simple buy here. As you can see, we had a break above the resistance. We had a break there. It was a simple break above the resistance. There was a signal for us to take our buys. And I do think this was the setup. There we go. So yeah, it was a W. I did take the chase on I did take the trade on our live stream. Obviously, you can check back on Monday. This was the trade we took. Simply because we did break above the structure there, so there was a signal. Since we are trading a breakout strategy, there was a signal to go for buys. We went for a traditional 1-to-1 risk reward, and we got paid. So yeah, that was the setup we took on Monday. It was a very good trade. So let's move on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, we had this setup here, as you can see. As you can see, my session indicates a max only London and New York session, so I only look for setups inside London session and New York session, obviously. So yeah, on Tuesday we had a simple buy trade, as you can see. The market opened there, played around, kinda created this mini resistance, but we wasn't gonna take this trade simply because we had also a resistance there, right, and then right below it, and it's too close, as you can see, right. And also here we did have a breakout there, but this wasn't our signal to take the trade, since we also had another resistance there, So we are gonna wait for this one to break for us to take buys. And we also were supposed to wait for this one to break at least this supports before we can now confirm that we're going to the downside. So Tuesday's trade was simple. We did eventually break above this higher resistance there. As you can see, a clear candle close there. So there was a signal to go for the buys. So at that moment, our previous support was now around there. So for take profit purposes, we mostly use the previous support or the previous resistance to make sure that you are able to get out the market with the money, So this was our Tuesday's trade. Simple buy again. Another W. And I don't really remember last week's trades. They got better trades so much now. I guess I had a sort of a rough January. So on a Wednesday, this was what we had. We opened there, we consolidated the whole time up until the New York started, and I started to see the momentum breaking. You see, we had a break below that support there, and also that one. So this was the simple setup we had. I was supposed to take a trade there. A simple sell, break below. No, as you know, y'all can go and check out my video that I dropped on the strategy. You're gonna know the exact rules that we use when you're trading. Just so you know, this trade, we didn't get hit by stop loss or nothing. This was the longest trade last week. Simply because we always make sure that the stop loss is at least a couple of pips above where it should be. Let's say you're going for sales, right? This is resistance. The stop loss should be at least there. Give the market some room before, if you trade gold and you know how gold behaves, you know that it is always gonna try and sweep some liquidity around the supports and resistance areas. So yeah, that was our Wednesday trade, right? This is a Thursday setup, and it went like this, guys. This was a Thursday setup. We had a break above here. We had a break above, which was telling us that we should buy. Okay, we then bought, and then stop loss got hit immediately. As you can see there, the market rejected our setup, and then it clearly went to our stop loss, right? I remember, I think it was the news here. I don't remember which news it was, but we were trading it live. I think it was the initial jobless thing. So after breaking below here, the market was then telling us, hey, you know what, I'm going to the downside, right? So that was our setup. We're supposed to put a stop loss there, but like I just said, that each and every time you take a trade, make sure that the stop loss has at least, if you're keeping it tight, at least a 5 pip risk. I mean a 5 pip distance, right? Like I said, it was our longest trade. I had this trade up until Friday, yeah. I did add some more positions. I'm gonna show you now on my MC5. This was our last setup that we saw, guys. I didn't come back on a live to update you, but yeah, this is what we're working with, and now we're waiting for the London session, obviously you can see the market, it did kind of keep up there. I know it's still Sunday in US, so my trading view is saying Sunday, but for me it's already Monday, a couple of hours before the London session, so yeah, that's what's up, guys. There's other... This is how we're looking now on the account. We got like 2,673 euros. We made what, 1.2 last week. Our deposits is clearly we had 1 for deposits and 1.2 profits. No withdrawal yet from the last week. These are the trades. Yeah, as you can see, we did take some losses, but the recoveries are always stronger. You can see for yourself here. We did make a killing on those sales. These are the Friday sales. We ended up closing. Actually, the Thursday setup that I was holding, I did manage to add some more positions on the setup that I just showed you on my trading view. The setup here, the last setup we took, as you can see, since I was still holding the Thursday setup, I didn't take any trades on Friday, right? Because I was still holding the trade that we took around the news, obviously. So this is what happened, guys. This is what happened. We held this trade. As you can see, the people who don't know might even say like, "Oh, you hit stop loss," but you know how we trade, yeah. I wasn't gonna let it sweep me out. So you see the importance of why you always gotta keep your stop loss at least above your resistance or below your support, because the market knows, like the market movers knows that that's where all the stop losses are, and that's where all the buy stops and all that shit is. You see, the market can easily just push the trigger your buy stop and then go against your direction, or hit your stop loss and then go in your direction. That's why we did end up making money on this trade, because I know gold, I know how gold is trading. You see, even on a Friday, let's say you did close the setup and you said like, okay, let me try and take this sale here. You were going to take the sale, right? You're going to take your sale right here and maybe push your stop loss here. Look what the market did. It went up there, wicked out, faked out the buys there, and then pushed to the downside. That's what I mean, guys. That's what I mean. So yeah, we're gonna be taking our setups here on gold today. Obviously, we're gonna be trading live. London session. As soon as the London session opens, we are looking for entries, guys. You know that. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you can join the community, guys. We can trade together. Right now I'm just kind of chilling, waiting for the week to start, man. Hopefully we make those W setups and just try to get more blues. Maybe we're gonna withdraw some money this week. I don't know. See, this is my personal account. This is my personal account. I'm just showing you what's possible with this strategy. Last week I did deposits like 1400 euros and I made like 1200 and I didn't even risk the account. It was never exposed that much. I think my first trade I was risking maybe, I don't know, something like 15 to 20%, which is kind of low when I'm trading a personal account because I know how my strategy behaves, you know. I know I cannot get like 3 losses in a row or something like that, no. So I know that it's easier for me to just flip the account. You know, as you can see, like last week we did take some losses, but I still made 1200 euros, you know. So this week I'm really just looking for maybe another 1000. Or whatever the market gives me, really. So yeah, you're gonna meet on the live, guys. You're gonna meet on the live today.